So we had a double elimination, and guess what? I'm not mad at it. Welcome to my channel. We're here. We break down reality TV shows with laughter and reenactments, all while giving it to you straight with no chaser. Because we don't just watch TV around here, we get into the things of the things. So sit back and relax. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Ready to Love season 11, episode 6. Baby, a double elimination? Yeah, we needed that. You might as well say a triple elimination if you want to be technical, because we had to wait for this episode to find out which girl was going home, like they couldn't have did that last episode. But that's neither here or there. We have some things to get into, but before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, you obviously like it here. Okay, you obviously like it here because you're back. What other reason would you come back for unless you like it here? And since you like it here and I want you here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. If you're one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. Now listen, I know I asked y'all what y'all want me to review, and I got a lot of Love is Blind Italy. Y'all, I feel like I'm too far behind to even start. I really do feel like I'm too far behind to even start. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But now that we got all that out the way, let's just go ahead and get into this review. So as y'all know, we pick up exactly where we left off with Donna and Christina up for elimination. So Devon tells them that the guys have chosen to send Christina home. But the gag is that Christina was just saying how she feels like she doesn't have anything to worry about because she still has her connections. Girl, is you crazy or what? There's no way you felt like you still had your connections. You literally was just like fighting with Vince, fighting with Chris, like girl, bye. And let's not act like Devon didn't find out that she was asking everybody for some money and he was the only one to send it. Yeah, girl, you was going home, not surprised at all. But then again, I am a tad bit surprised. You wanna know why? Because I'm so used to Ready to Love doing things for like entertainment purposes only that I honestly thought that it was gonna be Donna, because I felt like Christina was entertaining. You know what I mean? Good for TV type of situation. But if we're sticking to the true storyline of finding out who's actually ready to love, yeah, Christina, it's time for you to go, girl. Peace. Nice to meet you. But I will say that she took it a lot better than I thought she would, because a part of me felt like the girl was halfway drunk. She probably was about to start cursing people out, but she took it very well. But she did say that if the man doesn't want to provide for her, there's no way that God will want that man for her. And baby, I felt that deep down in my soul. But here's the thing, Christina, you don't know these men. None of these men was your boyfriend, so therefore, they don't have to provide for you, girl. They don't have to. But anyway, now that Christina's gone, Tommy tells them that it is time to get real. It is time to go deep. It's time to bring those skeletons out the closet, drag them out so that we can really get to know each other. Now, we know that the women have the power this week, so that means a man is going home, or maybe two. Maybe two. Now, Nicole set up a group date with Ashley, Donna, Vince, Steven, and Chris. They are going to do hot yoga. Now, Nicole said that she's looking forward to seeing Vince because he's going to make her laugh. They're going to have a good time. So they're out there doing a hot yoga. They're doing all these different poses. Ashley said she is struggling. Okay, they doing the Diddy poses. They having a time, okay? They having a good time. So everybody starts to break off, of course, and Chris and Donna are talking. Now she said that Chris is not a romantic connection for her because the last time they had a conversation at the mixer, he was all like, spill the beans, spill the beans. And for her, that was a complete turn off because it felt like he was more worried about staying than actually getting to know the ladies. But she is willing to give him a chance. That's what she said. She said, I'm willing to give him a chance. So as they was talking, Chris was telling her about his upbringing, the same way he was talking to Christina about how, you know, he wasn't conventionally attractive. He had bad acne. He had a gap in his teeth. And because of that, he told her that he became a conversationalist because he wanted to get an edge over the more handsome men, right? So he felt like if I could use my charm and my charisma and really, you know, talk to you and, you know, mind F you, then you will really fall in love with me. Because, you know, women always say, I love a man that can, like, you know, fuck my brain. A man that intrigues me. And so he figured, hey, let me go that route. Now, Donna's like, that makes a lot of sense, okay? That makes a lot of sense. You want to know why? Because he overpowers the conversation. Now, I don't feel like I've noticed that, but baby, I'm not having these conversations. So if she says she feels like he's overpowering the conversations, then it must be happening, right? Right. But although she understands it, homegirl still ain't phased. She's still irritated and she don't like that man. So why waste that man time by sitting there talking to him? You literally got this man opening up to you, telling you about his upbringing and how he became the person he is. And you know for a damn sure you don't want to get to know that man no more than you already know. But hey, that's part of the process, right? Right. Now, Vince and Nicole are, holding hands as they're doing this pose on the floor, and they are just talking. And she is such a lover girl. She is like, I can feel the sparks. We were holding hands. Oh my God, Nicole, I love it. I love the lover girl in her because that's part of me, right? But I don't want her to be so much of a lover girl that it gives thirsty, that it gives desperate, or that it gives delusional, because Nicole is going down a very delusional path, okay? Not with Vince, but with Ed. We'll get there when we get there. But nonetheless, as they were sitting down talking, she was opening up to him because she said that she says all the time that she doesn't want kids. Come to find out, she does want kids, but she just says that because she's not sure if she's going to be a good mother. Now, Vince told her, listen, one day I was driving my kids to school because he has 2 kids, and he had a conversation with them and was like, you know how you go to school every day to learn because you don't know certain stuff? That's exactly what's happening with me and y'all, okay? Y'all my first kids. I don't have no other kids. I've never been a dad before, so I'm learning and growing every day with y'all. And he said that his daughter was like, so that means that we're kind of like raising you too. And I said, oh, not my heart. Not my heart. I'm about to cry, okay? Listen, Nicole, the fact that you are even worried about being a good mother already lets me know that you will be a great mother. Children need love, children need safety, and children need protection. And if you can provide the safety, the protection, the love, and of course, make sure that they have everything that they need, you will be a wonderful mother. You're going to make mistakes, and that's all okay. As long as you correct your wrongs. It's a lot of times that I yell at my daughter, and she's like, Mommy, you always yelling at me. You always yelling at me. And, it's because she's always doing something. You know what I mean? So I just got to be yelling because I don't hit. Now I could hit, but I don't hit, so I yell. But there are times where I feel like I've done too much. I gotta apologize. So I apologize because we are all learning together. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But after having that conversation with Vince, Nicole said, oh, yes, this connection is romantic. She's seeing him in a way different light than she saw before. And you know what? I'm not going to hold you. So did I. Something about the way he spoke life into her made her feel safe enough to have that conversation. And then to hear his own experiences, I don't know. Vince, I see you in a different light, Vince. I see you. I still need to know what happened that you called that girl tall bitch. But I'm not mad at the way you handled Nicole this episode, all right? So now Steve and Donna are talking, right? And he brought up the fact that she's been single for 7 years. So he's like, what happened with that? Why was you single for 7 years? She said that in her early 20s that she was dating and she had 2 back-to-back bad relationships. And it got to a point, because sometimes it just gets to a point. She said that she really needed to evaluate some things, figure out herself, learn who she is and what she wants. And so she went to school and she did the work that she needed to do. And now she's dating with intention. And you know what? That did it for Steven, because I think Steven is really looking for a wife. I ain't gonna hold you. We don't see a lot of Steven, but the times that we do, it really feels like he's being very, very intentional. And the fact that he likes Donna because she's being very, very intentional makes me like Steve too. And I feel like y'all need to give us just a little bit more of him, because who is he? We really need to know. Nonetheless, she asked him, how did his relationship with his mother and father impact the relationships that he had romantically? Now, he said that his mother passed away, so he looks at his family, the women in his life, to give him that motherly advice that, his mother didn't get the chance to do. And so this way, when he has these conversations with women, he's very open. And I like Steven. I don't know. I feel like give us a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Not enough for me to not like him anymore, but just a little bit more so we can really figure out what's his story. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But overall, Donna and Steve had a really, really nice conversation. Now, I don't know what it is about Donna, but every time I see Donna with someone, I don't feel romantic. I feel platonic friendship. I don't know what it is. It's something that's not clicking for me, but it doesn't need to click for me. He likes her. She likes him. So Chris and Ashley are talking, right? And you can tell that they're both struggling with this, process just a little bit. But Chris is struggling the most. Chris is really struggling the most. And he tells her that, he fell in love with this girl 5 months ago. He fell head over heels in love with her. It was almost like love at first sight. And she basically ghosted him. She ghosted him. And so he feels like at this point, he don't know what he really here for. That's what it was giving. Because he feels like he's forcing himself to talk to women that he don't really like for real. He's forcing himself to, have conversation with women he probably would never approach in real life. But he also knows that that's the point of this process. Now, I will say this. The point of the process is to get to know people you probably wouldn't take the time to get to know. But if you're not attracted to them, you don't have to force yourself to be attracted to these women. But if you don't want none of these women here, stop wasting everybody's time and take your happy behind home. Because there's no reason why you should be just sitting here talking about, I feel like I'm forcing myself to talk to the women here. Like, boy, you're not even all that and worth all that. Like, let's be for real, okay? But nonetheless, Ashley's like, she don't feel like she want to be bothered with a man whose ego is bruised. And she's like, if you fell in love with this girl instantly, you have it in you. So why don't you give us some of that grace? Because he don't like y'all. He probably like one or two of y'all, but overall, he don't like y'all. And he's actually wasting everyone's time at this point. So Bello and Lauren go on a one-on-one date, and she said that she always found him attractive. She's always, liked him. But this is her opportunity to see if there's a romantic connection or if it's just, friendship or whatever. So when Bello comes in, he's telling her she's beautiful. He's checking her out. When he was like, I like your nails, I said, a man after my heart. A man after my heart. Because it's the little things, If you look at my nails and be like, the nails are nice, oh, baby, you paying attention for real. You paying attention for real. I love a man who noticed the little things about a woman, okay? So while they were sitting there talking, she's like, Bello, what's your story? Like, what's up with you? Like, you always seem so nice, such a gentleman. You got a wife somewhere? You got a secret family? Like, what's the tea on you, okay? He said, I ain't got none of that, but I did just find out that I'm a father. I did just find out that I have a baby. Now, shout out to Lauren for asking all the questions that needed to be asked, baby, because now I feel like I know everything that I need to know. So let me tell y'all. So apparently he had a one-night stand with this girl, and she called him up a couple of months later and said that I'm pregnant. The first time that he met the baby was the same time that he was taking a DNA test. So he was looking at the baby like, is this my baby? Whose baby is this? Is this my baby? Okay. And he didn't find out that that was his baby till after he left. So a part of me kind of feels a little bit sad about that, because the whole time where that was his first chance to really like embrace his daughter and like, hug her and love on her, he spent a lot of it probably just wondering like, is this mine? And that's probably something he's going to have to think about for the rest of his life. Like, damn, the first time I held my daughter, I was trying to figure out if she was mine. You know what I mean? But I love the fact that he was so open about it. And so did Lauren. And here's the thing. He said that it doesn't matter how his baby got here. That's his baby. And he's going to be in her life. Point blank, period, full stop. There's no buts. There's no ifs. There's no nothing. I'm her father. She's my daughter. I'm going to be in her life. And I love that. Okay. And now him and the mother are strictly co-parenting. Nothing more. Nothing less, strictly co-parenting. I respect it. I totally respect it, because it takes a really, really good man to not only step up for a child that you had no intentions of having, to step up for a child that was conceived on a one-night stand, to even go to get the DNA test so that you can know for sure. Because there are a lot of men who will be like, that ain't my baby, and going on about their life. And I respect that about you, Bello. Shout out to you for that, because it takes a real man to do what you did. And let me say something. Bello is not making it easy. Bello is not making it easy for the ladies, because although we know that Dominique got her choice, oh baby, he got his choice too. So I need to see how this all gonna play out at the end. I really do, okay? But speaking of Dominique decided to take Cardi out for a date because she wants some one-on-one time with Cardi so she could really get to know him, because she likes him or whatever. I said, ooh, Chad, what happened to Devon? What happened to Devon? I don't know. But they are doing trivia, and they're doing like Backstreet Boys trivia, and they like, what is this? What is these questions? Give us some MJ, give us some Motown. And I'm like, let me tell you something. Let that had been Beyonce trivia, I would have forgot I was on a date, okay? I'd have been all in my world. I would have forgot I was on a date. So it's probably good that it wasn't something that y'all really knew, because y'all had a chance to really connect and talk and not be so into the game. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So as they were sitting there talking, they're holding hands, and they start to go, I guess, like deep a little bit. So she asked him, what's going on with you and the mother of your child? What's that relationship like? So he said that they are co-parenting, and their main focus is the well-being of their daughter, okay? Point blank, period. Love to hear it. I love to hear it because we don't have time for the baby mama drama at all, okay? So he asked her about her past relationship and if she wants to be married again. Now, she said that she does want to be married again, but there was a time where she didn't want to. She didn't want to be broken again. But as she was healing, she realized that sometimes things need to break in order to heal again. She said, I'm a wife. I have wifely qualities. I am somebody's wife, okay? And I felt that. I like Dominique, and I'm starting to really feel like she's really genuine. And I want her to find love. And I'm glad that she didn't let that one experience ruin her whole perception of marriage. I love that because I love marriage. And I know in the year 2025, going into 26, a lot of people don't want to be married. And to each his own. But for me, I love love and marriage and commitment and all the things are the things. And if that's something that she wants, I really hope that she gets it. But y'all, Cardi was staring into her eyes, okay? Baby, not even the eyes. He was staring into her soul. I said, Dad, Cardi, breathe, boy, breathe. He said that he wanted to kiss her. Oh, I can tell. I can tell what is going on with Dominique. I'm telling you, she's sprinkling something on these men. First, we got Devon damn near about to tongue her down. Now we got Cardi staring into her soul, just ready to kiss her. We already know she shared the kiss with Bello. Yeah, what she sprinkle on these men? But you know, he's going to be patient and wait his turn for his kiss. Now, Dominique said, I like Bello. I like him a lot, but may the best man win. Girl, I don't even think Dominique realized how many women was going after Bello to the end of this episode. Because that's when her eyes started shifting. They was shifting a lot when them women say, Bello, Bello, Bello. Yeah, you got a little competition too, Dominique. I'm just saying. So Lauren invited Shannon, Devon, and Darius out. They are going to a speakeasy place, a nice, small, intimate date, right? I felt like this was going to be very interesting because everyone at this table kind of have a connection with each other. Because I think Darius has a connection with Lauren and Shannon, and so does Devin. So this was going to be a very interesting date. Shout out to Darius for not coming empty-handed because he brought Lauren a gift. Not only did he bring her a gift, he brought her a thoughtful gift, her favorite wine, because he remembered that she told him that she liked it. The little things, the very little things. So Lauren asked them, is there anything that you would like to share since we're going deep, right? So Shannon talks about how she had passed out and hit the whole left side of her head against the wall. And so she had post-concussion syndrome and it still affects her to this day. I wonder what exactly the effects are. Because now that she mentions it, I do see that she is like more calm and she does speak more slowly. And I wonder if that's one of the effects. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But nonetheless, Devon said that he just loves the fact that she's not afraid to be vulnerable, that she's opening up. It shows that she's good at communication. And that is a trait that he would like in his wife. I like Devon and Shannon. I really do. Y'all, what is going on? I feel like I've said that before, right? Because them two be the two that be nerding out, right? Yeah. But nonetheless, we move on to Darius, and Darius pissed me smooth the F off because the first time Darius, brought that gift to, I can't remember whose house it was, but nonetheless, he brought the gift to the girl's house and they were sitting there, talking about the gifts, and he talked about his mother passing away and how she made his daughter's first dress and how that's how he found his passion for love and things. But he took this opportunity when we're supposed to be going deep, we're supposed to be opening up to talk about getting dropped off at school and all the girls lining up, waiting to kiss his hand like, King Darius, King Darius, King Darius. And I'm like, Darius, why? Why did you feel like this was what you were supposed to say? Like nothing about the conversation that y'all having was like, this is the story I'm going to tell. You're full of yourself. You're full of yourself. You're not beating the allegations, okay? The things that Donna says she feels about you might just be true based off of this story you just said right here, right now. Child, let's move on. So Lauren decides that since Darius don't understand the assignment, she's going to show him what the assignment is, okay? She talks about the fact that her mother and father had a really, really rough relationship. Like, it was bad. And it got to a point where it led her down a path of relationships that's like, this isn't what love is supposed to look like. She said that, with her son, she realized that all guys aren't bad until they're proved to her different. You know what I mean? Now, hear me out. It's not all men, but it's a lot of them. It's not all, but it's a lot. Remember what happened last time when you tried to give a man the benefit of the doubt? Remember? Yeah. He did say what he said and it was about you. Keep that in mind, girl. That's all I got. That's all I got. Keep it in mind, okay? It's not all men, but it's a lot of them. So now Devin talks about his parents' divorce and how his father really didn't get along with his mother, and it was really, really bad. He said that relationship showed him what he doesn't want in his own relationships, and how he wants to bring peace into his life, and how he worked on healing himself so that he could be whole for his future partner. You want to know something? The more I listen to, reality TV shows, especially ones with dating and love, and then you look around the people you know and the people you met, you realize that a lot of people are living the same lives. A lot of people are going through some of the same things. And if we just open up and talk about some of the things that we've been through a little bit more, we will realize that we have a lot more in common than we don't. Because listen to Devin and Lauren tell their story. They're very similar, very, very much similar. And they both had to go through their own healing process. And I really appreciate them being vulnerable and open up, especially on, national television. So Ed and Nicole go on a date. My God, Nicole is in love with this man. Girl, I told you, be a lover girl without the thirst. Be a lover girl without the delusion. Be a lover girl without the desperation, okay? So they were sitting down talking, and he's like, oh my God, we've known each other for 15 years, and we've never been on a date. Because he don't like you. He don't like you, Nicole. He don't. And she's like, yeah, I know. It feels like I don't really know you. You don't. You've seen this man in passing a few times. You don't really know him. So he said, how about you ask me something that you feel like you would want to know about a person that you was dating? So she wants to know in relationship, how has past pain and hurt affected him? Okay. Now, he can't really answer it. So she decides that she's going to reword the question. So she changed it because she realized that he was struggling to answer that. And she said, what was the most pain you have ever been in outside of physical pain? And he's just like, well, I really have a high tolerance for pain. Go home. Go home. I'm not playing with you, Ed. What do you mean? What do you mean? Even Nicole was like, this man has been married before. Exactly. You've been married and divorced, and you mean to tell me you haven't experienced any pain? And even if your tolerance is high, what was it that you went through to hit the high? Boy, bye. Don't play these games. Don't play this game. And she's sitting there talking about something. He has his walls up, and I can't really be with someone if I don't feel like, they're going to be able to open up to me. Good, Nicole. Wake up, girl. Snap out of it. He playing in your face. This reminds me of the conversation that he had with Ashley when Ashley said that his walls was up. But I am low-key intrigued to see him and Shannon again. Because the first time I saw Ed and Shannon, that was the first time I felt like he was opening up. So I would have been very interested to see if he would have been different with Shannon. But, we will never know. We will never know. So Ashley invited Bello out because y'all know she's been checking him out. She been really wanting to get to know him. Bello got options, okay? Homeboy got options. Nonetheless, as they're sitting down, they're talking about their upbringings and, how they follow their own paths, how they didn't do what their parents wanted them to do, okay? And he asked her what makes her feel like she's ready for marriage. She said that she has done the work. She said that she's been in therapy for 3 years till this day, till Wednesday. She going to therapy on Wednesday because she has been through a lot. She said she has had some really, really dark times, and she starts to get emotional. And she starts to talk about how she had to witness firsthand bipolar, schizophrenia, mental illness, feeling like witnessing somebody being possessed. And as someone who has dealt with a family member having schizophrenia, it's nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. So I can totally understand where she was coming from. And I know how that can play, mind games with you. Because when you love someone who is suffering from a disease like schizophrenia or bipolar or something like that, when I tell you the fact that sometimes they don't get it and you can't make them get it, is the hardest thing to deal with. Because you want to love them, right? But it's impossible because if they don't get it, then they can't get the help that they need. And that makes you not want to be bothered with them. So I know that she definitely had a lot going on, and she spoke about how it was in a dark place. And depending on who this person is, especially if it was immediate family, Yeah, I can understand exactly what she's going through. And this is what I mean by going deep and having those conversations. You will be surprised how many people in this world is going through the same things or been through the same things. And she, she was really emotional about it. But let me tell you about Bello, because Bello has a skill. Bello has a skill. This man showed compassion. He showed understanding, but he was also able to shift the mood without being abrasive or making it seem judgmental. The way he shifted it and was like, see what you just unpacked in 5 minutes, that would take 5 years or something like that, and got her to like snap out of it, bring her back to reality, was beautiful. And I don't know, Bello. I don't know, Bello, but it did it for me. It did it for me. That was a skill, to show understanding, compassion, and to be able to bring her out of that like this. Shout out to you, Bello. Shout out to you. She felt like I felt. She said, oh, that's husband material. Baby, the girls is going to be fighting over Bello. The girls are going to be fighting over Bello. Now, who will he choose? That's the question. That's the question. So now all the women are back at Tommy Lounge, and it is time to get down to business. Because who are we connecting with? So Dom said that her and Cardi had a good date. Nicole said she had a really good time with Vince, and he made her snap out of Ed Cloud. I said, ooh, Vince got it like that, because y'all know how she feel about daggone Ed. I'm surprised, because I didn't think Vince would be the one to do it. But hey, look at that. Now Donna said, hey, Vince is in her top 2. Don't get it twisted, Nicole. Don't get too happy over there. You might need to get back on Ed's cloud. But, Donna is also connecting with Steve. She said that, they really had a really good conversation, and she really liked the way he opened up to her. Now, Shannon said Divine, and Lauren said Bello. Now, she brought up how she found out that he had a child. And listen, I wonder who else knew that. I wonder who else knew that he had a child, because Dominique seemed a little surprised. Ashante was like, oh. So I'm like, are you the first person to find out? And then you just told everybody? I wonder how many more conversations he gonna have to have about, his child or whatnot. Interesting. Very much so interesting, okay? Ashley also mentioned Bello, and you could see Dominique looking around like, what's going on here? Because since when Bello got all these girls? Oh, girl, he's stacking them up. He collecting them. I'm letting you know that now. Especially with the way that Ashley was talking about how her and Bello really went deep and was really getting to know each other, and how she started getting emotional again. And she told her story about what she had to deal with. A lot of them could also understand what she was dealing with. I told you, at some point, we're all living the same life some way or another, okay? So Tommy was like, so who y'all not connected with? Donna said, I'm not connecting with Chris. Ain't never gonna connect with Chris. It would never be Chris. Never, okay? She said that he overpowers the conversation. She's over him. Now, Ashley said that he seems insecure about this process. Like, oh, the women, oh, the men. So therefore, it's a no for her as well. Now, Lauren said Darius, and I'm gonna have to put Darius at the bottom too, because after that, King Darius story, immediately no. Now, Ashanti said Vince, and I'm like, girl, you gonna have Donna and Nicole ready to fight you. Ashley said Ed, and then, a lot of the women started bringing up Ed, because everyone has the same thing to say about him not being emotionally available. Now, Nicole jumps in, because Nicole's not ready to give up on Ed yet, because she really wants to continue to get to know him. And the women are like, you know him for how many years? 15 years? And you still questioning not whether he like you or not? Like, be for real. I said be a lover girl, but not delusional, right? Right. Tommy's like, think about this. I need you to think about this. Exactly, Nicole. Why do you want to fight for a man you don't even know if he likes you or not? Be for real. Which is why I'm not surprised that Chris and Ed were at the bottom. And I promise you, as soon as I saw both of them sitting there, I said, why don't we send them both home? A part of me said, why don't we send them both home? Chris don't want to be here for real, okay? We already know that. Sending him home is not going to be no big deal. He don't give a F. Send Ed home, because Ed is wasting everyone's time. Because what is the end goal if you're not going to open up, if you're not going to be intentional? What's the end goal? Send him home. Which is why I was happy when they sent both of them home. Yeah, makes sense to me. Make perfect sense to me. But here's the thing. When Nicole told Ed that he wasn't ready to love, she took it harder than him. She's sitting there boo-hoo crying. I can't do this. Walks out. And he's like holding her. He's talking about something. Yeah, because she thought we would have more time to get to know each other. If you want to, you will. This isn't the end of the world. Life still goes on. If you really want to get to know her, you can still get to know her outside of the process. But you don't want to. Please, Nicole, stand up. Stand up. You don't even know if he likes you and you sit here crying like this? Let me tell you something. I don't want to hear nothing else about Ed going forward. They said next week we're about to start meeting the exes. And I feel like, do we usually start meeting the exes this early? What's this, episode 7? I guess. I thought it usually happened like after, the getaway. Is my timeline off? I don't know. Maybe the family is after the getaway. Either way, child, this is going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. I hope you all enjoyed this review. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that happened in this episode. Don't forget to like the video, hype the video up, share with your friends, and all the things of the things. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.